Hello everyone and welcome back to Cook and Share. Today we're making pork empanadas and we'll begin with the ingredients for our fillings. And we'll start with garlic, soy sauce, some frozen peas, raisins, potatoes, diced carrots, pork, onion, and some salt and pepper. And for the first step, I'm going to preheat my pan and just add a little bit of oil. Not too much because we're going to get a lot of fat and juices off this pork. Now that my pan's hot, I'm going to add my pork. And I'm just going to break it into pieces and spread it around the pan. And I'm just going to fry this just until my pork's looking just about like this. Now I'm going to add my onion and my garlic. And I'm just going to stir, and I'm just going to saute this until the onion and garlic are fragrant. Now my onion and garlic are nice and fragrant. The smell has filled the air. Delicious. I'm going to add my potatoes. And now my carrots. And I'm just going to give this a little stir. Now I'll just cook this for about 10 or 12 minutes because potatoes and carrots take a lot longer than the rest of the ingredients we're going to add to cook. Now my potatoes are about half cooked. I'm going to add my raisins and my peas. And I'm just going to give this a stir. And next I'm going to season with my soy sauce, and some salt, and of course pepper. This is going to be great, so delicious. And I'm going to give this a stir, and I'm going to continue to cook this for another 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the texture of the potatoes. You want them just about cooked by the time you're finished. And now that everything's nicely combined and cooked, I'm just going to set this aside and we'll begin the next process. And next we'll do the ingredients for the dough, which is going to become our wrapper. And first of all, we start with flour, some salt, butter, egg, vinegar, and ice water. And I'll begin by adding my salt to the flour. And I'm just going to mix it well. And next I'll add my butter. Now I'm just going to take 2 forks and I'm going to mix the butter in with the flour and salt. I'm just going to use my hands here and I'm going to combine this butter well. And this is pretty good, just like this. I want pea-sized butter lumps. And now for my wet mixture, I'm going to mix my egg in with my water and my vinegar, and I'm just going to stir it well. Now I'm going to add my wet mixture in with my dry mixture just little by little, and then giving it a stir each time until it looks just about like this. And remember, if it's a little sloppy, you can add a little more flour. If it's too dry, you can add a little more water. And I pour my dough into a ball, and I'm just going to place it on a flat surface. And I'm going to wrap it in plastic wrap, and I'm going to refrigerate this for about an hour. After 1 hour, I've taken my dough out of the fridge, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull it apart and divide it into individual balls. Just a little around the size of golf balls, I guess. Now that I've got my dough rolled out into individual balls, I'm going to take one of the balls, and I'm going to press down with the palm or the heel of my hand just to make it flat and kind of get a round shape to it. And add a bit of flour to it so my rolling pin doesn't stick. And then I'm just going to take my rolling pin and roll it out. And continue to roll and rotate as I go. And now I've got this rolled out. Now remember, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle because we're going to do something a little different here. I'm going to take, well, just a small size bowl, and place it over the dough, and then I'm just going to take my pizza cutter and I'm going to cut around just like this, and then just pull my edges away and push our dough away. And I lift up the bowl, and there I got a perfect circle. So I'll just repeat this process for my remaining balls of dough and just set this aside. Now that my dough is rolled out into perfect circles, I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of the mixture and just place it in the center. And now I'm going to take one edge of my empanada and I'm just going to roll it over just like this. Now I'm just going to push down on the edges just to seal them up. I'm going to go completely around the empanada. Then I'm just going to give it a good press down just to get a wider edge and flatten it out a little more. Now for a final seal and a nice effect, I'm just going to twist these edges simply by taking one edge, folding it over, and continuing this process right across the outside edge of the empanada. So it looks like this, and I'm going to repeat this process for the rest of the empanadas. Now I've just made an egg wash just with some egg and milk, and I'm going to take my brush and I'm just going to coat the inside circle or inside of the empanada, and I'll do this for each one. And now I'm going to put them on a baking tray, and I'm going to place them in a preheated 375 degree oven for about 15-20 minutes, just until they're brown. And after 20 minutes, these are empanadas, just perfect, and they're ready to serve. To make this recipe, check out our website at www.filipinocooking.net. And once again, have a great day and enjoy.